Hello everyone, I am Dominic the Passion, and in today's activity we're going to talk about the person who discovered blood circulation in the human body, William Harvey. We're going to talk about how it works and what are the controversies happened during his discoveries. And also, we are going to talk about Galen's views on blood circulation and how their work contracted each other.
The beginnings of the intellectual revolution can be traced by 2,500 years to Greek speculation regarding nature. At that time, three ideas were formed. The world operates using natural forces, not supernatural. Laws of nature exist, and people can understand those laws. These early steps into science were heavily tied to philosophical arguments and eventually religious belief. For 2,000 years, most explanations of nature were built into a base of those things known to be true. For example, thinkers would try to explain the movement of the stars given the truth that the Earth at the center of the solar system. The approach to science started to change in the mid-16th century. The great thinkers of the time started to change their approach toward developing ideas. They began using more rigorous approach to understanding nature that eventually developed into the scientific method. The idea was a simple one: observe nature and develop an objective explanation for what is observed. This approach was not restricted by the truth of society, philosophy, and religion. The idea of these thinkers were often different from the commonly held beliefs of society, philosophers, religious leaders, and other authorities. The willingness to ignore these truths was the spark that drove the intellectual revolution. One of this new breed of intellectual thinkers was William Harvey. Born in 1578, he became a well-regarded doctor. His best-known works were his contribution in anatomy and physiology. He was the first person to fully describe the circulatory system. These include blood being pumped from the heart to all areas of the body. His published work, Anatomical Account of the Motion of the Heart and Blood, was the first of its kind.
Hi guys! Welcome to my vlog. So, kanina habang may ginagawa ako, may nangyaring aksidente. Pero hindi sinasadya. Nagkaroon ako ng sugat. Yap, I am lying. Yes. May mga dugo pa onte, pero okay na siya. So, kanina, habang may lumalabas na dugo, naisip ko, sino naka-discover ng circulation of blood? Hinanap ko kung sino siya. At ang nahanap kong pangalan ay si William Harvey. Isa siyang English physician. Dahil sa discovering ni William Harvey about circulation of blood, malaki ang naging impact nito sa anatomy and physiology. Did you know, before William Harvey discovered the blood, it was believed that there was two separate blood systems. Yes, it was two. One carried the nutritive blood and the other one used the vein to distribute the nutrition from liver to the rest of the body. Therefore, Harvey's greatest achievement was to recognize that the blood flows rapidly around the human body, being pumped through the single system of arteries and veins to support the hypothesis, experiment, and the agreement. Bago ma-discover ni William Harvey ang blood circulation, alam mo bang merong theory? Ang theory na ito ay ang Galen's theory. At ang taong nasa likod ng theory na to ay si Claudius Galenus, isang Greek physician. He claimed that the liver produced the blood that was distributed in the body in centrifugal manner. But guys, Harvey disapproved to this theory because it was impossible to the liver to produce that much blood in just 1 hour. Harvey also showed that in the vein, the blood travels centripetally. William Harvey's scientific revolution contributed in advanced modern science is when he postulated the existence of small capillary and anastomosis between arteries and the veins. Dahil sa discovery ni William Harvey about circulation of blood, napakalaki ng contribution neto sa revolution in advanced modern science in terms of medical. Dahil na-correct niya yung tamang circulation of blood na nagamit noon at nagagamit pa rin ngayon sa anatomy and physiology. So guys, that's all for today's video. Thank you!
We're going to talk about the controversies that happened during William Harvey's recognition of blood circulation in the body. Since the most physicians have been studying Galen's views about the circulation of blood in the body for 2,000 years, in which there are two types of blood in the body. The first one is from the liver. It delivers the nutrients to the whole body, and one is from the heart, where the spirit of life is distributed with the blood to the body. William Harvey's recognition of blood circulation doesn't really accepted by the most physicians, and they call it nonsense. Harvey dissected humans to teach students of surgery at the College of Physicians, but he also dissected and vivisected lots and lots of animals. Harvey had this body of a dead criminal, usually being hanged to death. Now, the lecture starts at 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the winter. In the winter, because they don't have a refrigeration at that time, and the body decomposes more slowly than in the summer. By the use of his finger and rod, he would point out the parts he was talking about to his students. His recognition of blood circulation of the body contradicted all the teaching about Galen's views on the circulation of blood and the medicine about the function of the body for 2,000 years. Essentially, Harvey discovers that the blood comes out from the heart, through the arteries, into the veins, and back to the heart. It only changes colors when it mixes with oxygen. He showed this discovery to his colleagues at the College of Physicians for 9 years, trying to persuade or convince them to watch the experiments and see if they could find any fault with them. After he had their approval, he did publish a book in 1628 titled De Motu Cordis. The book didn't just update Galen's theory, but it completely disproves them. If blood circulates in the body like Harvey claims, then none of Galen's theories makes much sense. Because of his claims, people become medieval on him in every possible way. Doctors who spent their lifetime studying Galen's theory feel threatened by Harvey's ideas, so they diss him in every chance they get. For the next couple of decades, it's Harvey versus everyone. Royal doctors who once loved him now call him crazy and nutcase. But Harvey just ignores all the hates and continues his teaching about anatomy from time to time, and the new generation of med students embraced his teaching and applied it to their work. By the time Harvey died, his views that blood circulates had become the standard view and remained so ever since.
Question number 4. How has the contribution of the key figure impact society in general? Harvey's greatest achievement was to recognize that the blood flows rapidly around the human body, being pumped through a single system of arteries and veins. And to support this hypothesis with experiments and arguments, this contribution of William Harvey had a great impact to all people because it provided knowledge and it helped in learning to how to do with patients.
So what are the practical applications today of William Harvey's contribution to science? If it wasn't because of William Harvey's lucrative practice in a prominent social position, he would not make his most groundbreaking discovery, the blood circulation system. In 1628, the English physician William Harvey announced a revolutionary theory stating that the blood circulates repeatedly throughout the body. He relied on experimentation, comparative anatomy, and calculation to arrive at his conclusions. He showed that arteries and veins form a complete circuit. His discovery was that blood flows around the body using a single circulatory system rather than two separate blood systems as previously thought. Having perceived that the quantity of blood issuing from the heart in any given time was too much to be absorbed by the tissues, he was able to show that the valves in the veins permit the blood to flow only in the direction of the heart, and to prove that the blood circulated around the body and returned to the heart. Harvey had proved that the venous blood flowed to the heart, and the body's valves in the veins maintained the one-way flow.
There it is. We are done talking about William Harvey's recognition on blood circulation. I hope you learned something today, and this is Group 7 signing off.